In my quest to make a mark on the culture and make hip hop proud, I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Essence. The Essence is presented by Tent TV, and I'm your host, KB Tyndall. Today, I got a California representative um, who actually reminds me of a lot of, New York MCs with that flair and that bar work. A graffiti artist, somebody who embodies the culture of what hip hop is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, my man Pecks One. What's going on?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Blessed to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for tapping in with me, man. It's been a while since we spoke. We first met at one of Tyson's events, in Santa Ana, and we did like a little quick interview. It was like a little 2-3 minute joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I remember.
yeah, but I've been tapped in with what you've been doing ever since then, you know what I mean? I'm always, always checking out the videos when you're dropping projects and, the stuff that you're doing and whatnot, man. So I figured, now would be the right time when you're releasing a new project for us to tap back in, you know what I mean, and make it happen again, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it.
Absolutely. First question, man. Where did you get the MC name Pecks One from? How did that come about?
So to make a long story short, pretty much when I was a youngster, I used to roll around, little scrappy little kid with my shirt off, and the big homies would be clowning, like, look at him with his little pecs mobbing around. We're gonna call him Lil Pecs. And then I kind of just grew up and started doing a little bit of time and getting a little bigger. So when I came out, it was kind of just Pecs. And then the one that just derives from graffiti, you know what I'm saying? So Pecks One, just put the two and two together, you know what I mean, and been rocking with it ever since.
Definitely. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's your earliest memory of hip hop culture?
My earliest memory, I would say my older brother, he put me on to like some Master Ace, Take a Walk song to be exact. He put me on that, I'm going to say like maybe when I was like 10, something like that, like real young. He put me onto that. He put me onto like some grime, like UK hip hop called like The Streets. He put me onto a few small things that got me interested. And yeah, I mean, I just been like freestyling since I was like 9 years old, like a youngster, just like freestyling at the park. My brother made beats as well. So I had an in through my older brother, just hearing it in the house, him cooking up beats, having artists come in and out of the house. So I would say, yeah, Master Ace, Take a Walk. That was my introduction.
That's a good introduction to hip hop. Definitely, Master Ace, man, one of the original Juice Crew members out of New York, man, a dope spitter. Definitely. Tell us exactly where you're from, about your neighborhood growing up, and how it influenced you musically.
Okay, so I'm from the city of Cypress. I lived in Cypress pretty much my whole life from 4 or 5 to now 20. I'm 26. How it influenced me, I just say like being in the neighborhood, tight with a lot of people in the city. I was around a lot of hustlers, so if you hear me talking about hustling, like my block wasn't really like we weren't like a gang neighborhood. It was a generally nice area, but there was a lot of hustlers on my block, which at a young age, a lot of people getting money. And the neighborhood I grew up in was like that's part of the team. You might hear me say Ackwoods. That was a phrase for the neighborhood that I grew up in back in the 90s. It was known as the Ackwoods. So I mean, it had a big influence just because the people I was around, the environment, the hustling, the graph, the street element of things, pretty much the things that I lived had a lot to do with the people around me and the environment I was in. And I just happened to come up in Cypress. So I represent my city to the fullest. We don't got a lot of artists coming out of my city. So I rep it to the fullest. You know what I mean? I could go with like a broad name and be like Orange County or LA, but I represent fullest because, I feel like I'm the only one really put it on for my section.
That's what's up. That's how you do it, though. Definitely put your city on your back. Definitely. Like I said, you're West Coast artist, and you sound like a lot of East Coast artists in some aspects. Some of my favorites like Razcast and Planet Asia. Where does the
Mm.
flow come from? Did it come from like hearing Master Ace first and then kind of like patterning some styles after that, or just listening to mostly New York hip hop because that's mainly all there was early on? Like how did the style come about?
I would say, yeah, just like a lot of, I mean, I wouldn't say only East Coast, but a lot of like the early stuff that I listened to was like East Coast artists, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like Oz and uh, like just I really like had a wide range. So I wouldn't say it was just from that, but I definitely was heavy on that at a young age. And just underground stuff in general, like Jedi Mind Tricks, Sean Price, like just so much underground bar work. That's what I was like infatuated with when I was young coming up. Like I remember it took me a long time to be like open to enjoying like Lil Wayne. I was
right, right,
so, I couldn't even fathom him being like a good MC. And now he's one of my favorite artists now. But
right.
like young, I just was surrounded by that like East Coast bar work. That's what I listened to so much. So of course the influence, I wouldn't say it came from one artist, in particular, but I definitely take and learn, I study it. So if I'm studying East Coast artists or I'm listening to them in that time, you better believe I'm gonna make some music that might have that flavor. Same way if I'm listening to like Cube and Dre, I might be doing some West Coast, type shit.
Right.
So and I'm just a fan of the bars. I'm a fan of the bars and the style and watching like East Coast movies like, Belly, Paid in Full. These are the things that inspire me. So of course I'm a take what I see and I'm a learn something from it and put a little bit of that flavor on what I already got going.
That's what it is, definitely. Angels Carry Kings is the name of the latest project. Why did we choose that title? Give me a background on that.
So like my first four projects were all ACK acronyms. 2013 I did Above Common Knowledge. 2014 I did A City Kid. And when I met you, I was just coming off dropping All City Kid, which
Right.
was this is kind of like the fourth, like the last piece of the puzzle, last piece of the pie. I wanted to do four albums all with the same acronym. Uh, and it's a name for the team. So really I'm just representing the team and just flipping it in my own way. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that, you know, angels do carry kings. I feel like I'm surrounded by fallen angels and people who are no longer here anymore. And, they watch over me and keep that good energy and that positive, survival, on full blast with me. So
Got you. Bleeding Out of the Pen, man, is hard as fuck. That track is crazy. LD on the cut. The
yeah,
video was shot in Brooklyn. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And how did that track come about, and who produced it, man?
So that's actually the first track I made off the album. So I probably made it about a year ago, maybe like January. I made it about a year ago. LD produced the track. He
Okay.
did he did the cuts and he mixed and mastered the whole project. Recorded it. Um, so the joint just came about. Really, we were just cooking. We had nothing planned. I don't even think I had a plan for it to be on the album. We just linked up at the last studio I was at. He just cooked the beat right there on the spot. I was kind of writing it while he was doing it. I think we did two verses and then we came back for a second session and I added the last verse. Um, that joint was just I remember joking like, man, if I never do underground hip hop again, I'll be okay with this being my last joint. Like I was hyped on that joint and
Yeah.
on the album, so that was a plus. And actually, we were on a tour this summer, the Angels Carry Kings tour, and we had a date in Brooklyn. And however, everything just worked out. LD ended up plugging me with some people. We were having a good time out there. We wanted to just like capture something to look back on. That was my first time being in New York, and I'm
Okay.
a big fan of the Yankees. I always rock the Yankees hat.
I
I'm a fan.
always see you. I always see you with a Yankee cap on too. Always.
Just like it was a big moment for me to go out there and paint and rock a show and have fans out there who copped the merch and supported. It was just a blessing. So we shot the video like, man, this is the best time. Let's get something to bring home with us, to edit and drop. And that way we always have it to look back on, like, the first time we touched down New York. And we really killed it, man. We got a lot of love out there. And I was super surprised because, you would think a bunch of LA artists doing their thing, they might not, maybe not everyone's going to be so welcoming because our style or, you know, just the way we carry ourselves, you could tell we weren't from around there. But I swear we got so much love on the art and on the music. I was surprised, man. Real cats were, you know, we were doing our thing on the walls and OGs would be pulling by, giving us mad love, which I was surprised because I feel like we don't even get that much love in LA. You know what I'm saying? When we're doing something like that.
That's dope, man. That's a dope. I'm glad your first experience going to New York was a good one, and you brought back some solid memories and had the kind of support that you deserve as an artist, man. You know what I mean? And that's as an artist and as a graph artist. You know what I mean? Definitely,
For
definitely.
real. Yeah, bro.
I know you did the single. I know you did the single "Too Fast" was the next one, but the one I want to talk about real quick is "Fallen Angel" featuring Gremlin, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I know you guys talked about, you know, growing up in a broken homes, and how did the two of you come together, and why did you choose that particular track to get so deep on and open up to the world about?
That was another joint that just I kind of didn't have too much of a plan for it to be on the album either. That was one of the earlier joints. That might have been the second or third song I had off the album. So it was early in when I was just cooking. It was at my last studio. I had met Gremlin a few times over the years, nothing major, but I did realize he would always come out of his way to like show me respect or like shake my hand if it was at an event or whatever. So I could tell he had a respect for my craft and looking into the things he was doing. I mean, I was like, damn, he's killing it. He's no joke. He's really getting to it. And not too many people out of our area really make it to that level. So he's in that caliber with, you know, the few people who have really taken it to that level. So that's why I knew it was a good track to get him on. And I just wanted to do something different. It was a little bit slower than my usual music. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a slower pace. I was kind of just easing into it, you know, came with some melodies, came with some bars, but I just felt like it really fit his image and what he touches on, his style of music. So I kind of even made it with the idea of getting him on it. And then he came along, got on it. I had my other boy, Reed Dallas, coming and he did some humming on it. You know, he ain't even an artist. He just jumped on the track and he did humming on it. Like just, you know, really like vibes just in the moment. And yeah, created a crazy joint and is doing well. I was hyped to get it out because I felt like it was one of the most meaningful and the stronger track off the album. So that's how that came about.
Okay, that's what's up. Tell me about the video and the track that you're releasing today. I know you like right after this interview, I know you jumping into that. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we dropping a new video for a single that was off the album as well called Apology Letter. It's produced by a cat named Kels with the Heat. He's from the UK, I believe. And, you know, it's just another deep one off the album, another powerful song. Really me just apologizing and touching on some subjects that I don't think I would have been able to make this song like for the last 10 years. It's really like a mature owning up to some things. You know, I felt that I did wrong in my life and even apologizing for some things that other people did to me. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of flipped it in an eerie different way. So it's like half, you know, me sincerely apologizing for things I've done wrong and half kind of like saying, you know, sorry, things are what they are, but not everything is in my control. And I accept that. So, you know, we shot the video. Everything was really just, you know, in-house. We do everything. We come up with our sets. I write the treatment. You know, I do the edits. I've done the last 4 or 5 edits of music I dropped. So, you know, everything's in-house, creative, really just like squeezing a dollar out of a penny, you know, doing the most with what we have. And we're bringing good content. So I'm hyped on this video. If anybody's heard the joint off the album already, you know, it's deep, it's serious. I'm coming with the bar work, I'm coming with the metaphors, I'm coming with the melodies, the beat slapping. So the visual shot by my boy Dom Rose. He does a lot of my filming. So people know what to expect. We coming with that heat.
That's what it is. That's what it is. On a personal note, I know you had said that you had gotten clean a little while ago. Is that something that you're still doing? Are you still clean? And if so, or when you were, how did it change your life, and how did it help you focus on your art and everything else around you more than it did, when you were using?
So yeah, it took like I was 15 months sober from what was it, April 2020 to July of this year.
Okay.
Um, took 15 months really because I've always had a problem. You know what I mean? I've always had a problem with using, and I've abused drugs and alcohol to get out of situations or to like, cope with things I was going through. That's been something that was normal for me, like at a very young age. So honestly, besides being like doing time or rehab or programs, I never really was sober at all in my life since I was a very young kid. So
Mm-hmm.
to like to make that decision on my own, not being forced or being incarcerated or something, just to be like, all right, I'm gonna fight some of these demons I've been having for a long time, and I really do believe they hold you back, and they've led me to a lot of bad situations, like getting in trouble with the law. You know what I'm saying? Family problems, uh, and just problems within myself. I want to level up and grow, and I felt like that was like the starting point is to like get a clear head and put down all these substances that have been altering my mind for so long. And I did that. And I felt like, man, I made some of the best music ever when I was sober. I made that whole
Mm-hmm.
album sober. I wrote the whole thing, recorded it all, you know, uh, and I enjoyed it. I felt like I grew more in those 15 months, maybe than I did in the 5 years prior to that. So that just shows you like, and not maybe all about it. It definitely elevated me as an artist, but I mean just as like a person, as a
Right.
human, like with patience and self-control, and being an adult growing up. I felt like, man, I hit 25. I was like, man, I'm like, where am I going in my life? Like it's either prison or it's gonna be successful chasing these dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like at my age, I'm still young, but I'm 26, and I feel like at my age, it's important to like I feel like I can't do both. I can't party how I used to, and be successful in music and art and chasing my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do both. I gotta. It's one or the other. And right now at the moment, I'm messing with a little bit of trees. You know what I mean? I
Right.
tap
Right.
into the I really don't. I feel like that's the least. I believe in trees, so I don't discriminate in people smoking weed. I
Right.
personally like to go on you know, these runs of not doing anything just because I've abused drugs and alcohol so much in my life. I know I need that. It's kind of like I check myself.
Right.
Whether it's 3 months or 15 months, I've kind of been trying to stay on that, just to grow as a person and as an artist and put out quality music, be on point. You know what I mean? I don't want to be slacking, or I don't want to anything that's gonna hold me back. I gotta get rid of it.
Absolutely, man. I can respect that, man. I mean, I know for myself, you know what I mean? Like I put down the alcohol and everything like 6 years ago, man. And it's been different for me. You know what I mean? And it was a personal choice. It was a personal decision. It had nothing to do with anybody else, but it was something that I felt that I needed to do. You know what I mean? And I continue to do that today. So I can identify with that. And I'm happy that you're on that path, bro, because it shows, man. It shows in the music. It shows in your personality as a person. It shows to other people around you. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
right there, man. It's right there in front of you, and you can tell. You can tell the differences. Definitely,
for
definitely.
real. I,
Yeah,
I I believe it's hard to grow as a person if you're using, drinking, smoking, whatever your thing is. So if you're really trying to find some growth within yourself, and that's something you've been doing for a long time, I highly advise you and encourage you to try to get sober and to just see life for what it really is. You know what I mean, and enjoy it. You sometimes we get caught up thinking we need things to enjoy life, and we don't need nothing. We just need
yeah,
to be ourselves and look around us and take in what's there. You don't always need something. So
absolutely.
you know doing the most with the least is something I always press to the fullest. So that's what we live by.
That's what it is. Definitely. Um, well, how do you feel you've grown as an artist since you've come into the game? Since your first project to now, how do you feel you've grown?
Damn, man, I grew up. I was a kid when I came in 10 years ago. So I'm not super new to the game or anything. I dropped my first solo project 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like through experience, I experience a lot. you know, uh, I live a pretty fast life, so you could imagine the amount of things that I go through in a year, let alone a decade. Um, but I mean, as an artist, I just think the music keeps getting better. The visuals keep getting better. Uh, you could hear the changes that I've made in my life through the music. You could tell when I'm in a dark place. You could tell when I'm up. Uh, I feel like it's just more mature. It's deeper messages. The music is more mature and it's just more professional. We're getting better, perfecting the craft. The bar work has been heavy from the jump, but I think now we're able. I'm just flexing my skills. It's
Yeah.
and it's not always about being super serious. A lot of the stuff is more mature and serious, but also I'm having fun with it. And when you've been doing it this long and you know you master the craft like that, it's easy. I'm coming in here and I'm killing it. They know every time I get on the mic what to expect.
Yeah.
Uh, whether it's with a big artist who's got way more views than me, or it's just a single, or I'm freestyling, it's always going to be the same genuine, bar work in my real life. And I stand behind my product. So I know we're out here, continuing to release quality music for the world.
No doubt, no doubt. And your freestyle game is crazy, so and
Yeah.
that's like the lost art nowadays. Like the freestyle art within the art of hip hop is kind of like lost, you know what I mean? And I mean really
Off,
freestyling off the top of the
off
dome.
the top.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, so
That's,
you definitely get kudos on that.
that's where it started. Thank you, brother. That's where it started for me. So, I remember it was hard to write songs for a long time, but the freestyles, that's like my go-to. So I'm heavy on jumping in the cypher. I'm not big on like the kind of like how people battle nowadays. I
Right.
enjoy to watch, but I kind of enjoy like unplanned, spur of the moment, off the top. People are ciphering, I jump in, and I'm gonna come for it every time.
Absolutely. As an artist who's been in the game 10 years, what would you say to like younger artists that want to pursue this as a career? What kind of sacrifices did you have to make or things that you had to go without because you wanted to invest in your artistry?
Man, I'll sacrifice time, countless time. You know, I don't get paid by the hour, so I might put in 12-hour days and not make anything that day. It's part of the game. Time, sacrifice my time, relationships. Uh, you know, but what comes with all these sacrifices is blessings. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, music is all that I've put into it. It's given back to me in the sense of, I've seen people get 15 years doing something. We did something together the day before, and the next day they do it on their own, and I'm in the studio working, and they get 15 years or
Right.
10 years or in a bad situation. So, sacrificing my time and relationships, sometimes it was like a blessing because, I was around certain things that were leading, to death or prison. And I was blessed to have like an outlet, or, it was just in me. And when I was in those situations, I always felt that maybe I thought about it a little different. Like I kind of always felt like, man, I don't need to be like in this shit because I got something else. You know what I mean? I got a place to be. Like I need to be in the studio. If
Right.
should I be using this money to party, or should I be using this money to buy a beat and be in the studio and like chasing my dream, doing what I love? So, I sacrificed a lot, and I was given a lot through the music, but I would say time and relationships have been the biggest. Betting, you have to get used to betting on yourself. You don't always win. I don't
Hmm.
always win. I know people win. Everybody's a winner, right? I don't always win, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to take risk and take losses and learn, and enjoy the moment, because I've been blessed to still be somewhat relevant for 10 years. I can tell you this, there's a lot of artists that I was rapping with 10 years ago that they don't do it no more.
Yep.
5 years ago, don't do it no more.
Hmm.
Nobody, they don't care. Nobody cares when they drop music, So the fact that I got people who care about what I'm doing is like always motivated me to the
Yeah,
fullest.
that's the best. That's the best payoff, man. Having the people that are interested in your craft, man.
Straight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, what does hip hop mean to you?
Man, hip hop to me is, you know, painting a train. You know, hip hop to me is jumping in the cypher at the park and ripping it, and the homies making the beat on the table. You know what I mean? Hip hop to me is just is a huge part of my life. It's something that's given me so much. Like I said, it kept me alive. I say music saved my life so much, kept me out of jail, helped me get sober. It's always been a friend to me. It's always been close. You know, I could say one thing. I never had anything so secure in my life, something that was so consistent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like hip hop never, once it came into my life, it has never left. It's always been there for me. You know, so hip hop is a big thing for me in my life. And it's a huge blessing. I say it's a blessing. That's what I call it, you know?
Absolutely. Same thing here, man. Once it entered my life, man, it's never fucking let me down, ever. It's always been there. Absolutely. As a hip hop artist, man, what do you feel your responsibility is to your listeners and to the culture as a whole?
What do I contribute?
No, what do you feel your responsibility is with your music?
My responsibility, you know, for me, not to be selfish, but it's important for me to tell my story authentically, to really paint the picture of what I went through and not sugarcoat it, you know, not add no extras on it, just tell people really how I was living and, you know, leave something behind. One day I'm not going to be here in this form. So, you know, I want to leave something behind for people to understand my life and, you know, to make something that people relate to. That's why I like talking about personal experiences with my music, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to them. You know, and also it's not just all about, you know, hyping up the bad things we did and, you know, promoting this nonsense and violence and sometimes it's just about, you know, telling my story authentically, but also, you know, telling the youth about what comes with these types of activities, you know. So you hear one of my joints, I ain't just gonna be gassing up all this, you know, street activity that I'm about. You know, I'm gonna tell you what comes with it.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, look, this is what we did, and this is what came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not gonna be on the block superhero with a gun and a bunch of money, and you think everything's gonna go swell. You know, be ready to do time. Be ready to maybe not get a letter from your family. Be ready to, you know, lose people. This is what comes with this. So I feel like my responsibility is to be authentic, remain authentic, and, you know, be a role model to the kids, you know, in a positive sense. You know, if they could take something out of what I'm saying and use it and apply it in their life to make their life better, and I'm all for that.
That's what's up. Absolutely. Absolutely. I applaud that. Definitely. Final question, man. Well, not even a question, just more like a statement. Tell the people about your future endeavors, any kind of merch that they can get from you, upcoming shows, where they can follow you at. Give the people that information before we go.
Dope, man. So dropping a new video today, apology letter, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be out probably by the time this drops. So everybody go tune into that. I got some new winter merch coming. Hopefully by next month, we'll be dropping some new gear, looking to do some sweats, hoodies, beanies. I'm going to continue to drop new music. I got mad music in the vault. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm cooking. So add joints, you know, you could look forward to another project, another album probably coming out next year, 2022. We're going to do a follow-up album to Angels Carry Kings, some crazy heat. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. You can follow me at Pecks One on all platforms. Act Music, the movement. You know, we're going to keep pushing that real life music, that heavy bar work. And that's what it's about.
All right, yo, Pecks, man. Thank you, man, once again, bro, for tuning in with me on The Essence, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm definitely going to be tapped in, man. You know how it is. Yeah, man. And that's it, man, for the listeners, man, and for the viewers, man. I appreciate you coming through, man, and spending some time with us, bro.
Hey, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. You know, until next time.
Absolutely. No doubt. All right.